Oh, hi there. I'm having a coffee. Late night. That kind of jazz. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's a big, well, that's a tote bag. That doesn't help. Hold on. Let me, it's a pretty sizable bag, if I dare say so myself. Oh my god. Alright. Enough of the play jokey stuff. So, I don't even know how to preface this. Okay. Preface. As some of you, many of you know, I have been collecting as many films that Lee Gambin worked on as I possibly can. This has been a fucking chore, pardon my French. It's been a chore because he worked on a lot of films for the past 15 years. And I don't know. Depression makes you spend a lot of money. So if you've been watching my channel for the past couple of months since he passed in May, I've been buying a lot more stuff that he's worked on. Luckily, someone put up a list. There's a Facebook page that we're on. They put up a letterboxd list, which I will actually link down below if you're curious. It features every single film that he worked on, and it notes every single version of the release. I don't have every single film yet, despite what you're about to see. This is a $700+ haul, and it's big. Unfortunately, not every single one of the films he actually worked on. Some of them are like, there's 3 packs, and it's only 1 in 3 of the films that he worked on, which is annoying. But I've been able to deliberate with friends and basically to figure out what they have and what I have, what I can find, what they have, what's immensely out of print. And trust me, there's a lot of stuff that's so out of print it's worth over $100 for one Blu-ray, and it's really, really annoying. Some of the releases are stuff that he did essays for, written essays that were only in first pressing releases. These were for some Arrow Video ones back in between 2011 to 2013. Those ones also very hard to find unless someone happens to be selling the one with the essay book. There's one by Mondo Massacre called Who Killed the Children? I'm just going to tell you what I can't find. If you want to help me out, Farmer's Daughter by Kino. DVD or Blu-ray, either one, because as long as it has his commentary, that's what I'm after. The Entity, courtesy of Umbrella Entertainment, he produced an interview on it. My friends have a copy. I've borrowed it in the past and watched what he worked on. I actually watched that last year before he passed, and it's great. I really want to get that released, but it's worth $60 odd on eBay, Australian dollars currently. The Day After from Kino, also really hard to find, but really expensive. Come Back to the Five and Dine from Eureka. I think it's Come Back to the Five and Dine, Jimmy Dean from Eureka. I'm going to try to have photos of these on here. It's more editing is what I love to do. That one I've never been able to find a version of. It's specifically the Eureka version because he did an exclusive commentary for it, not the Kino one in the US. Cellar Dweller, which I believe was in a limited box set from Arrow Video. The film is still available, but it's in the essay that was like a compilation of essays. I'm pretty sure that was... I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the one that was in a specific release. It was called the Arrow Video Store release or whatever, which came with 4 to 6 films, a bunch of essays. John Harrison worked on it as well. He has a copy, so I'm not desperate for it because, again, as long as I know people who have it, I'm happy because it's accessible. A lot of these, Hyundai has, and Phil and Caitlin also have. I've borrowed releases from them. There's Dogs from that I'm looking at right now. There's a movie called Dogs from 1976 that he did the liner notes for, which is the inside artwork is just an essay that he wrote, which Phil and Katie have the DVD release. And I'm like, great, that's good. There's a limited edition version of Grizzly that he did, 1 of 3,000 units did a commentary on. They happen to have a copy. I have a copy from Severin, but this one was Scorpion releasing. Not stressful at all. There's Bloody Birthday from Arrow Video, which was an essay on the original print. Beast Within, I believe that was also an essay from the original print. Annie from the Columbia set, yeah, that thing, which I can get because that's still a $200 set. It's still readily available. He mostly just produced all the special features on the Annie 4K, so I want to get that for that reason, even though it doesn't really say that his name is attached to it, much like the 4K from our video for Witness. He produced the special features, but it doesn't credit him. I mean, if you had the limited edition, it would probably credit him, because that would have it in the booklet, but I couldn't get that. But I know that John has it because he worked on the essays. Hellgate as well from Arrow Video, an original pressing version. Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte from Eureka. Ironweed from Eureka, Jenny from Kino, Jericho Mile from Kino. I had no idea they had a Blu-ray release, and it is amazing that it does. Hyundai has a copy, which is great, because it's super hard to get. Impossible. I have not found a single version online, but she has it with the commentary, and I'm like, that's good. I can borrow from her eventually, because it's a wonderful film. Long Day's Journey into Night from Eureka, The Slayer from Arrow Video, Song of Norway from Kino. I know John has it, but also super hard to find. I have found a copy that's worth about $200, which is not great. It's very expensive because it was a very limited amount of prints. And unfortunately, John was telling me how, because he also worked on the commentary relay, that he only got one copy. I could say that because he actually gave me a film that he got 2 copies of, because sometimes the boutique brand, if you work on it, will give you several copies of the film. So it's unfortunate that that's the one that, like, he only got 1 copy of, but I'm like, look, someone has it that I know, that's good enough, you know? Squirm, the Arrow Video original DVD, he wrote an essay for, so that's fun. He did a commentary, I know, for the Kino release. I already have that, but this was the original one from like 15 years ago. Walk on the Wild Side by Arrow Video, and Who Can Kill a Child by Mondo, the limited edition 3,000 unit one, which is available for like $300, so that's great. But in the meantime, I've been finding other things here and there. I've still got stuff coming in the mail from Amazon. I've got a bunch of things on a wish list on eBay, but again, they're all USD, which makes them all even more expensive, because it's like, oh, this one's like $50, plus $30 for postage, plus $10 GST, plus an extra $5 for PayPal fees. So what looks like a $60 film is actually like $120, and it sucks. But Hyundai was very generous and allowed me to look on basically a website that she uses to buy things from the US, because she runs the Cinemaniac store, or at least while it was still in operation. And they still have that access, and that was great because I was able to look at it, and the amount of stuff that was on it was mind-blowing, but I'm like, I'm reserving myself for literally every single thing that just has Lee on it. So the majority of what you're about to see is Kino Lorber. This is a shirt that Hyundai gave me for my birthday. There was, I think, 1 or 2 Scream Factories and 1 from a boutique brand I've never heard of before. So let's dive into it. I'm not going to take any of these out of their plastic. I'm just going to leave them as they are, just to make this video easier for everyone. But this is my currently $760 haul. Holy shit. Had to work 2 whole weekends to get this kind of pay. Which is great, because I film on weekends. Oh, it's nice, but my god. I guess we'll start with some of the box sets. We've got Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema, number 14. This one comes with Undercover Girl, One Way Street, and Appointment with a Shadow. I believe it was Appointment with a Shadow that he worked on. It doesn't stipulate on the back, which is annoying. Obviously, if I took them out, I'd be able to see it. I think they're actually in individual shrink wrap, which is really interesting. I don't know if you can tell, but because it's all in shrink wrap as it is, I believe they're all in individual shrink wraps. That's such a bizarre thing to do. I mean, I dig it. I would love if they had individual barcodes, but they won't, because I like to scan them on the bluray.com app, the My Movies app, because then I can catalog them and figure out which ones I have. But unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to do that. Anyway, so that's one of them. This isn't a noir. Western Classics 1. This features When the Daltons Rode, The Virginian, and Whispering Smith. He worked on The Virginian, so that's nice. We have Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema, number 13. I have another one of these coming in from... Actually, did it already come in? It did. I've got Dark Side of Cinema, number 6, which he worked on. 1 film. I got that from Amazon for like $45, so I was okay with it. These all came to about $20 a set, which is great. Like $20 for this whole set. Actually, No, I think I did the math and it was $20 a film, so it's still like $60 for the set. So weird way of doing math. It was $20 per film because it was about, I think, 36 or 7 films, by the one that John gave me. So this has Spy Hunt, The Night Runner, and Step Down to Terror, which he worked on The Night Runner. If I get any of those wrong, I'll put it down on screen, but you know. We have the Audi? Is it Audi or Audi? I don't know. I remember John saying it yesterday, I've already forgotten. Audi Murphy. I think it's Audi. Audi just sounds like the brand, so that doesn't help. This has Sierra, Kansas, Raiders, and Destry. I know he worked on Destry, but I think he might have worked on Sierra as well. I'm probably wrong in saying that. I definitely know he worked on Destry, so... And Western Classics too. You're gonna see a theme. This comes with Redhead from Wyoming, The Pillars of the Sky, and Gun for a Coward. I'm pretty sure he worked on Pillars of the Sky, but it might have been Gun for a Coward. Or both. I know it was one of those. I mean, obviously it was one of them, but I'm going to take these out in handfuls, just to make it a bit quicker. These are all currently Kino Lorber releases. We have The Cat and the Canary. You're going to see the reflection. There it is from the viewfinder. Audio commentary by author/film historian Lee Gambin. Most of these only have the one special feature, which is just Lee's commentary. Some of these are dual commentaries. It's him and someone else. Oh, just like this. Oh my god, would you look at this? This is Search for Beauty. This is a audio commentary by Lee and Emma Westwood, friend of the channel, because, you know, I have great friends. I love them. They're great. We're all film nerds. It's wonderful. This is the only 4K. Baby Blood, this is a very recent release from Kino Cult. It's the reprint of the original version that they had, because Lee and Jared Gahan did a commentary. It also includes both the French and English dub audio, which is nice. This will be one of those 4Ks where it's a standard dynamic range. Kino's been doing that a lot this year with a lot of 4Ks. They're just reprints of already existing 4K scans, just on a healthier bitrate. And it was just cheaper to get this than it was to get the standard Blu-ray. And this comes with a sleeve, unlike anything else here. I don't care for sleeves personally, but I don't dislike having them, just because it looks a bit nicer. Especially because Kino's American Blu-rays, they're thinner and usually cheaper material. Usually. We get The Bride Comes Home. This is a solo commentary by Lee. Thoroughly Modern Millie. Millie? Yeah, Millie. I like that. Roadshow edition, fully restored in 4K by Universal Pictures, with a commentary by Lee Gambin and art historian Ian McAnally. There's a part in that name that I wasn't wanting to pronounce. McAnally. Okay, cool. There we go. Isn't that great? Love it. The Brass Bottle. Film historian. So we got Lee's commentary on this, and it includes an exclusive interview with star Barbara Eden, which part of me wonders, is that a separate interview that he recorded and just put in, like recorded it prior to, or did he just call her up on the day? I know he did that for Halloween 3. The commentary for that has special guest appearance by Joe Dante. He just calls him up. He's like, hey, do you want to talk about fucking Halloween 3? It's not as relaxed and charming as that, but it has that effect. It's just like, imagine that, just giving a holler to Joe Dante, being like, hey, you want to chat about Halloween 3? You had no association with this movie, but we love you anyway. I wonder how Joe's doing. Anyway. It's weird. It's one of those, I know, I'm being related in one way to a certain person that I admire because of a certain person. Like, Lee knew John Carpenter, he knew Joe Dante, he knew so many actors and actresses and directors and film writers and everything that, oh my god, it would be nice to also know them, but I don't have the kind of, quality of just the kind of charm he had. I don't have that. So I will never probably ever talk to any of them, which sucks. But, it's great that he was able to chat with them and do interviews with them. We also have Now and Forever, which also features costume historian Alyssa Rose. This is one of many that I have that also features her with Lee on the commentary track. The Last Married Couple in America. This is also a solo commentary release. The infamous Madam X. This one's actually slightly thicker. You can always tell that they're slightly thicker because they feel it. I don't know. I can feel it. So this one is film historians Lee Gambin and Dr. Eloise Ross. Eloise was one of my tutors in university, so it's always funny that just like, yeah, cool. I just have another one of my tutors just on my Blu-ray releases. It's just like her and Craig Martin. That is, that's great. This one is a Scream Factory release. We have Endangered Species, new 2023 2K scan from the Inner Positive, as well as a commentary by Lee Gambin. Very nice. It's nice showing these to Phil and Katie and who was it? Craig as well yesterday, and just the amount of films that everyone was just like, I don't know what the fuck any of these films are. Recognizing a couple actors, a couple directors, but just like, man, he just worked on so many of these. Ghostbreakers. This was a Bob Hope film. There were, I think, 2 Bob Hope films that he worked on. Imprint had a release of both of them, and they had their recently a Black Friday sale. It was like $13 for the 2-in-1 box. I'm like, wow, that's great. If only Lee worked on either of those releases, like they didn't port over the commentary, that would have been great. Would have saved me like $30 or something. Either way, this is a solo interview as well as trailers from hell with Larry Karaszewski. Oh, Karaszewski. Larry Karaszewski. Yeah, Larry Karaszewski. It took a couple times to pronounce it right, but yeah, so solo commentary from a new 2K master. And we have The General Died at Dawn. This one is a... Oh, wow, okay, that was it's a bit of a mouthful to say this. So 4K master. So audio commentary by author/film historian Lee Gambin and actress/film historian Rutanya Alder. That's the second one I think I have that she's worked on. So yeah, the reason I'm not doing this in a male video is just because there's just too many. Portrait in Black with Lee Gambin and Emma Westwood. Yay! I love it. That's got a young John Saxon in it. That one was a surprising one. Wow. John Saxon. Love that guy. Go West, Young Man. Just solo commentary. This one annoys me because I already have this film in the indicator set for Mae West. And it wasn't the one that Lee did the commentary for, and I was so annoyed by that. Because I remember when I did my initial video showing the initial collection of stuff that Lee had worked on that I had that in the video, or I cut it out of the video. I'm pretty sure. I know I mentioned it. I just couldn't find what exactly it was from, because I didn't realize that the letterbox linked, if you put it on a web browser, it would tell you that there were reading notes. It doesn't have that in the app. So annoying. So in the reading notes on the browser, showed me all the different things, specifically saying that that was a Kino Lorber release. Hot diggity. Talking about hot, it's hot Saturday. It will be hot this Saturday. It's going to be like 30 degrees. Solo commentary by Lee. So, is that, oh my god, is that Cary Grant? I love Cary Grant. He's great. Ooh, apparently this one's really bad. Moment by Moment. Yeah, I heard that this one's like they're both trying to date, but they're both gay or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Audio commentary by film historians Lee Gambin and Sergio Mims with Maya Montanez Schmuckler, author of Liberating Hollywood, Women Directors and the Feminist Reform of 1970s American Cinema, plus radio spots and a teaser trailer, well, theatrical trailer. So that's a lot of people on one release for a film that goes, that's 105 minutes. That's not too bad. God, watching the films that he's worked on that's like 90-minute films and him just saying so much stuff in 90 minutes, it's crazy. We have Dream Child. This is a solo audio commentary. Spawn of the North. Okay, so this is another one with Rutanya Alder, so that's cool. Another double film historian commentary track. I'm pretty sure there's another one that I have that has Rutanya on it. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the names. I'm very bad at names. Time Out of Mind. This one has Alyssa Rose and Lee Gambin. Alyssa Rose has done a couple of other ones with Lee that I also already have. I do plan to probably at the end of this year do a whole entire revamped video showing every single release that I have that Lee worked on. Just because I've been working on it for the past... Fuck, has it been 6 months already? In the last part of the stack, we have... Buccaneers Girl. Oh, don't we just love these? swashbuckling classics. Solo commentary from Lee on this one with a theatrical trailer, so there's not too much point in flipping them because I don't know if anyone really cares to look at it. These are all Region A, just figured I'd note for Australian viewers who might want to get these, get a Region 3 player. There's a laser one, it's cheap, it's easy. I don't have it because I've got a different thingy. This is another Scream Factory. It's thinner. God, he wanted to get me this. He wanted me to get this like 2 years ago. Or did this come out last year? I think this is last year's release. He was very happy to work on this release and he really wanted me to get it. So I have it now. This one is, because it's Scream Factory, has a lot of stuff. New audio commentary of producer Michael Galen and actor Joe Montagna. Audio commentary of Lee and novelist Aaron Dries. And then an interview of the director, Tom Holland. I love Tom Holland, he's great. Not the Spider-Man one, the Fright Night one. Thick and Thin interview of actor Lucinda Jenny, the incredible shrinking man with special makeup effects artist Vincent Gustini, audio commentary of Tom Holland and Joe Mantegna, and vintage featurette The Magic of Special Effects Makeup, as well as theatrical trailer and stills gallery. So this one's a hell of a packed punch. I think it's a 2K scan. It doesn't emphasize at all. I imagine this is just the first time that they're releasing this, but hey, that's great. I guess I'll do that one first. We have All My Sons. This one is a dual commentary track with film historian Kat Ellinger and Lee Gambin. 2K master, very nice. Kat Ellinger, she's also insanely knowledgeable. Her video essays are impeccable. I'll do this one first, because the other one's really funny. This one is Saturday Night at the Baths. This one, I'm pretty sure, is very high octane queer cinema. So it has bonus features, a byproduct of The Baths, video essay by Lee Gambin, interview of director David Buckley, interview with actor Don Scotty, restoration trailer, and other trailers. So this is from Anus Films, if you've got Gay USA, which Lee also worked on. I haven't seen any credit for it anywhere, but I know that he worked on it. Even John has emphasized that he worked on it, which I'm happy about, because I bought that just kind of casually early this year, just after Lee had passed, and it's a wonderful release, so I would highly recommend that as well. But this is newly restored in 4K, so definitely is a release if it'll focus without too much gloss or glare or anything. Again, these are the more fanciful ones and everything, so yeah. Anyway, can't go wrong with some queer cinema. Love it. And last but not least, those were all the ones I got from Hyundai. Thank you again, Hyundai. Amazing. I cannot believe that ticks off so many, especially because a lot of those were on Amazon for so much money. They were like $40 minimum, maybe $35 to $70, some more $80 or whatever. So getting these all, whilst they're all basically like half price. So as much as $760 sounds like a lot, it is basically because everything was half price, which is fantastic. Or like between 30 to 50% off. So I very much love that. And last but not least, because John had this as a spare copy, Billy the Kid vs. Dracula. I say that with so much prowess because I've seen this film and I did not think it was good. It's a very low budget horror western with, is it John Carradine? It is John Carradine and William Bodine. This has a commentary by Lee and John Harrison. So it means I have to watch this goddamn film again. I'd seen it last year for my Hooptober. It was like watch a Dracula film that's got a less than 2-star rating on Letterboxd or whatever, and I found a free copy on YouTube. It looked like shit, so I really hope that this actually looks good, because that could really pick up the pace for me. So yeah, that's a big thanks to John for helping tick that off my bucket list as well. So yeah, I think I have surprised a couple of my friends, especially, who, were all friends of Lee or from the Cinemaniacs. I know that's been off screen for a lot of this because, of course, mid-shots is my specialty. You can now kind of see. I'm on my tippy toes. I should lower the camera. It doesn't matter. So I have surprised a lot of my friends, especially in this case for me, last night when they as a tribute screening for the Melbourne Queer Film Festival. We watched You Can't Stop the... No, it's just called Can't Stop the Music. Can't Stop the Music. I always think it's You Can't Stop the Music because that's what they say in the song, but it's just Can't Stop the Music. Which I already had the Kino 4K because Lee did a commentary on that, and that was one of the final things that he worked on. And yeah, so that was a tribute screening for him. And yeah, it was really, really fun. Amazing with a crowd, but of course I had this whole entire thing with me the whole time because I showed up and Harley's like, here's your stuff. It luckily came in yesterday and I was like, oh my god, are you going to the screening tonight? I can pick it up. I was expecting this in another 2 weeks time. The fact that it came in exactly on the Tuesday that was going to happen, and I think that helped to reinforce, especially with my friends, that I was doing this, that I was going out of my way to find every single release. It's expensive. Physical media is an expensive hobby, but given that Lee was such a champion of physical media, such a champion of film history, and I am really bad at remembering things, so now I can just rewatch them on a constant. So, yeah. It helps because, you know, it sucks. To have to... This shouldn't have been something that would ever... that I should be doing. This shouldn't have happened. I mean, it's not like I can't say that it's not like his death was accidental. It was, you know, it was a heart condition. You know, so it's one of those things that just nature takes its course. So it just sucks, obviously. And it's been a really shit couple of months. But obviously, I feel like compensating is the word for it, but it's really just some form of desperation. Just, you know, when he passed, I was able to get all these books, almost all. I'm missing two, because they still had them at the Cinemaniac store, which was great. And I bought a couple films, and I didn't think that it was going to be this much of a journey. And to have them all catalogued down is great. It's still... There's like 159 different films he'd worked on, from video essays to written essays to audio commentaries. And some of them just producing credits, like just produced the special features and didn't do anything, like didn't do an essay or commentary. So yeah, it's just so much work by a very talented, knowledgeable person. And yeah, it's still a headache, especially because there are still plenty of films that I've yet to collect, either ones that are really hard to find or out of print, or I might get this copy of it, or I might get that copy because it's a different label, but it has the same special features. Like Orca, for example, is one that he did the commentary on, which was also on the Screen Factory version, but there's been a recent 4K restoration which doesn't feature anything that he worked on, so I got the original Umbrella one, thank God. Again, an out-of-print one because other brands were reprinting it. So yeah, it's like that, where I have to be very hopeful that I can find things, mostly on eBay, or because I have friends who happen to have copies. So I've been lucky in that regard, especially for the exceptionally rare ones to get, that I'm like, good, I don't have to spend $90 to $150 on one release because I know that I have friends who have a copy, and that's good enough. If eventually I find one that's cheap enough, like even recently, my previous mail video, I have no idea where the hell they went. Where did I put them? There was Good Times, the Sonny and Cher film, and Made for Each Other with James Stewart. I was thinking Jimmy and James at the same time. He did commentaries on those. Their Kino releases. I got the DVDs. DVD, who'd have thought Kino did DVDs? They still do, but yeah. So I was able to find those instead of the Blu-rays, but I'd like to get the Blu-rays at some stage. It's a long and arduous process. Doing a pretty goddamn good job, I think, because I'd say 70 to 80% of the releases he worked on. I'll eventually do the math when all the rest have come in from the ones I'm expecting from eBay and the ones I'm expecting from Amazon. And then I just gotta hope for the best that I can find the rest of them over the coming years. I mean, for 6 months and buying all this, it's expensive. I do have 3 jobs, if it helps. So if you ever care for my financial circumstances, I got my day job, I've got my filming job, I film sports, and I have this. It does pay once every 2 months. I get $100 to $150, depending on what my ad revenue is like. So occasionally I do get paid, and most of it goes into just buying physical media, because that's what the channel's about. So I should start a Patreon or something. Anyway, thanks for watching. For those who care to look at all these many releases. And yeah, again, if you know of any that I mentioned at the start of the video and are able to get a copy of them or something, or just know how to, or maybe you're in the US and you can get it for cheap and or get a couple and bulk buy them and ship them to me, let me know, for the love of God. Instagram, I'm on that, and I'm on Facebook. Just send me a message. You can, my email should be on my page as well, so email me as well. Just, and maybe leave a comment saying, hey, message you on this, I've got copies of this. And even if you're in Australia and you happen to have copies that you're willing to sell or just donate, I guess. I mean, I've had people give them to me for free. I've bought a lot of them. So I have very generous friends, but also people who have just great industry connections. So yeah, I'm wanting to get them all. It's not going to happen because so many are so hard to get. But that's life. This is how I'm coping. What a mechanism. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Hope you're all doing well. And bye. Bye.